Today's topic is how you can set it and forget it when it comes to direct mail campaigns to get you more clients, whether it's just listed, just sold, your sphere of influence, your past clients, referrals, etc. And we have two special guests today. Special guest number one is, I can't believe, I don't think I've ever had you, I don't know that we've ever had anything other than a phone conversation. It is Justin Tracy, who is the mastermind behind some incredible tech for real estate agents and beyond for many years now. And Justin and Ryan, who will be on shortly, he's coming over from another meeting, are going to reveal some pretty powerful and incredibly useful updates and upgrades to the thanks.io platform to make it easier and simpler for all of you to be using direct mail to your advantage. And this is a recurring theme on these sessions. We talk about direct mail a lot on here. And one of many reasons for me is that inbox, the actual physical mailbox, is a lot less noisy than most other people's inboxes, whether it's email, text, their social media, etc. And so it is easier than ever to get the attention of targeted audience, whether you're geofarming, whether you want to stay top of mind with your sphere or whatever the case may be. So in a minute, we'll dig in and share some of those cool updates and upgrades and how they're making it even easier to use the platform and create campaigns, not just one-off mail pieces, but actual campaigns, much the way you would think about a smart campaign on KV Core or in Follow Up Boss or whatever you might be using as far as that goes. Now, before we get into that, I want to cover a couple of housekeeping items. First and foremost, if you missed last week's session, you should absolutely go back and watch that, because the tool that we talk about on that session is the perfect tool to marry with direct mail and the type of campaigns and set it and forget it marketing that we're going to share to deliver an experience to the recipient that is both of value and interesting and engaging and as removes a lot of the friction. In other words, you can send them a piece of direct mail and they can go and scan the QR code or whatever the case may be and get value from that, find interesting and valuable information. That's the iList platform. And I'm going to tease something here as well, just to get some user engagement. But if you drop a comment, if you're watching in the Facebook group, if you drop a comment, I will send you a script, a text script I started using this morning with For Sale by Owners, and I have 100% appointment rate. Now, very transparently, I'm 2 for 2. It's not like I was 20 for 20 or anything like that, but 2 for 2 is a pretty good start. And I'll share that new script. Now, you do have to have iList or something like that to make good on the script. But not only am I 2 for 2 on appointments, I'm 2 for 2 on them calling me. So not only I set an appointment through text and then they called me. Pretty cool. So I'll share that, but only if you and comment in the Facebook feed, or I'll share it in here as well. And if you're watching this after the fact, shoot me a DM or comment on the YouTube link or whatever. I'll make sure that you get that as well. Let me see. Ryan is also here. So I'm going to let Ryan do a better introduction of Justin, because I don't think I did it justice. Because A, I wasn't sure that Justin was going to be on. And then B, literally at 10:55, I was like, Ryan, how should I introduce Justin? I'm not really sure what's appropriate. Anyway.
Yeah, some of you guys might know Justin. I asked him to come on because a lot of what we're talking about today, he was actually busy building last week. But Justin is co-founder of thanks.io. And then you want to talk about your previous life, Justin? He was the guy who made...
Yeah. So if you guys have been in real estate forever, like me, I built Realty Generator back in 2001, which was like the first actual CRM that integrated with IDX and pay-per-click stuff when Google first came out. That became market leader, bought by Zillow in like 2007. And then I started Conversion in 2011-ish. And that's became KB Core and Bold Trail or whatever the heck they called it today. But yeah, I've built a lot
He's
of crap.
one of he should be on the Mount Rushmore of real estate technologies.
They seem to like to keep me in the basement. All the BC guys like to take credit for my work and just keep me with my
Bury
stapler
ya.
in the basement.
Better with you in the basement, Justin.
It is probably true.
All right. So, Josh, I don't know what you told everybody the topic was today, but I had told you that we had built some more automation stuff over at Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Easy buttons, right? As more easy buttons.
Yeah, I can bring up my screen, Justin, if you want, and you can tell me where to point and click and show up the new stuff. Or you can just do your screen.
Yeah, I'll share the screen and you can add some
Yeah.
color to what I'm showing.
And let's talk. I want to talk briefly, as Justin brings up, about the thinking behind this, because we have a lot of agents who've come through Thanks.io. A lot of people who are on now. Thank you guys, our users. And as with all technology, it's hard to know where to get started. And one of the things we struggle with is just helping people implement without, let's call it, overthinking or losing the plot a little bit as you go down these paths. So what Justin has up on the screen here, I'll let you talk about it, Justin, is first of 5 simple to replicate campaigns in the system.
Yeah. So we reverse engineered what you guys are all trying to do, which is really 99% of the people that come to Thanks, when we push them, they really say, I want more listings. I want more listing appointments. And a lot of people struggle to just say that, to just go right to our support guys and be like, this is what I'm looking for. But you got ideas of what you want. We were told maybe to do some things. So we decided out of the box, let's just make the thing work the way you're expecting it to work.
Hey, Justin, can you just maximize that browser on the screen, maybe?
Yes.
So people can see it. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah, so very shortly, these campaigns are going to come out of the box in Thanks. So in theory, all you need to do would be to go to your mailing lists and add new people to your sphere that you want to be in sphere, and add people to your farm that you want to be in farm. And then everything will just happen. There'll be a certain series of postcards, a certain series of letters, certain of gift cards, just happen. Same with just sold and just listed. We automated the whole radius sending stuff now. So if you get a new listing, you just put it in just listed and it'll do the radius send to the neighbors, build the card, do all of it. So in theory, in Thanks, if we hook it up to your CRM, you don't have to do anything. They could just inject just sold, just listed into here and add new people to sphere or farm. And that will do everything, which I'll show you in a sec in the campaigns. So we built out a series of campaigns that uses both letters, postcards, and gift cards to do exactly what you guys are really shooting for, which is using your sphere to get referrals and reviews, and using the farm to get people to raise their hand for listing appointments.
In a consistent way that just happens behind the scenes. So one of the big problems with mail in particular is you can send a piece this month, but if you don't send another one next month or one a quarter, then lose the effectiveness.
100%. And a lot of people haven't realized, but a while ago, we released this thing called staggered, even flow sending, which you can say, I have a farm of 1,000 people and I want to hit them 3 times a year. So it just says 1,000 times 3 divided by 365. That's how many goes out every single day. So it doesn't have to just blow your...
That alone is incredible, because I've literally talked with 3 or 4 agents in the last week who this is perfect for. They have a farm of 500 or 600, 800, and they don't want to have to think about it. They just want to have something that they can bang and it's done. And then they can focus on the people that are responding and engaging and creating conversation opportunities. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. And we also have landing pages in here, which a lot of people hadn't realized that's there. Obviously, you can change it out to your own, but we wanted to just build something that worked out of the box. So all you have to do is go through our branding builder, which you guys have seen, which is the tool that allows you to customize all the stuff in Thanks without having to be a graphic designer. You just put your website in and it just builds it. And then once you have that, these campaigns will use those assets to build these different sequences, which I'll show you.
Yeah. So Justin, let's talk about one by one. I think it'd be cool to see the message in the image tab.
Yeah. So this is the first one in a farm. It's our postcard. It's really simple.
I think I stole that message from you, Josh, actually.
Probably.
It's like super simple. So that's the back. It just says, curious what your home is in the current market. And then the front is this one, which is our dynamic postcard, which if you guys haven't seen it, it actually uses the Google Street View and appends it to the actual postcard. And it might not seem like much, but like adding the address of the home here and adding that image, we see 6, 7, 8% scan rates on some of these things. And that, I know that doesn't mean a lot to you guys, but like the industry average is like well under 1%, like well under 1%. If you're sending 100 postcards and you get one response, like that's normal.
Yep.
But to get 6 or 7 or 8, like that's cracked out craziness. That's not supposed to happen. And that's what we're trying to do, is just turn direct mail into something more quantifiable, just like you would expect with email or with text messaging. And we've done all that in the past, and it's gone full circle because texting has been destroyed, which I'm sure you guys have seen with all these rules and 10DLC and all these can spam, TCPA things. Email just goes to spam if you're cold emailing anybody. So there's not a whole lot of options other than knocking on somebody's door or just straight up cold calling, which both still work great, but not everybody's built for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, we're just seeing this resurgence in people that are like, hey, look, I want to cold message somebody. How could I do that and actually get it read? And this has been showing killer results. That was the farm postcard, the farm letter.
By default, that's set to go 4 times a year. Plus, all these settings are changeable. If you say, hey, I'd rather it go once a month, or I'd rather it go 6 times a year, that's really quick to swap out.
Yeah. So this is our AI letter. It uses our new AI handwriting. So this is all like fully dynamic. Like every letter is different. Every glyph's different. If you look at the R, it's not the same as the next R. Like it's very hard to discern this wasn't written. And the cool thing it does is we're pulling in this, it's a chat GPT prompt that actually uses live data. So it costs more, but we're actually able to use real data to make a CMA and push it to them in text, making it look like you wrote this out and found these homes and sent it to them and wrote the letter and asked for them to scan the QR code to request their own home's value. So the dichotomy of nobody's going to think you use ChatGPT to write a handwritten letter. It just makes no sense. Why would somebody do that? So they think you did it. And all we're trying to do is create that situation of them feeling obligated to respond because you took the time to do this for them. And again, this is real data. Like it'll pull it in based on our ChatGPT script that we have. You literally just go up here and click, use the CMA prompt, and it'll build it for you.
But this is already built in the campaign. You don't even have to do that.
Correct. Yeah. So this campaign, again, is going to be in your list in your farm, and this will go out 2 times a year. The postcard will go out 4 times a year. So you're hitting your farm 6 times a year. Everybody has different ideas on what you should do. Some people say do it 20. I think it's probably a little much, but I think 6 is probably a pretty good number. The just listed and just sold, if you guys haven't ever done that, like they work the best by far. We built a pretty generic just listed and just sold template. So it would take your logo from the branding builder. We just say we just listed your neighbor's property with a cute little just listed overlay. And we say, this is from running justlisted.com. The best thing to do is just withhold the property price and just say scan to see the price. By far, that 4X is the engagement rate. And that'll just go out. So you don't have to do anything other than go to your mailing list, go to the just listed mailing list and put the target address in of the home you just sold. That automatically will use the campaign for just listed in our neighbor blast option. So it literally can say, go to the nearest neighbors, or you can get really complex here, like likely to move or likely to downsize or whatever filter you want to put on that. But we're just doing the nearest neighbors. We're sending them 50. So anytime you add somebody to that mailing list, those 50 cards with this message and that design will go out. So I know people get in the weeds with designing a just listed and just sold card, and they're like, go to get their branding, perfect stuff. Like, it's cool, but it doesn't work. And we have so many people that just take 3 hours to do a just listed card when they shouldn't be. Like, just send this, it'll work 30 times better. So we're trying.
Even if it doesn't, like the time trade-off is worth it.
Oh yeah, no,
and also it will.
Yeah, we have so many people in our support. They're like, oh, I got the thing I built in Canva, or I paid somebody on Etsy to make this thing, and Like it's just a car wreck, and it's never going to get a response. So we wanted to just make the perfect just listed and just sold that'll just work. And all you have to do is just add somebody to that mailing list. So nothing crazy. Go to the mailing list, type in the address. It's done.
So these two, the just listed and just sold, when I talk to brokers face to face, it's usually, oh, I need to talk to you. I didn't get my last just sold or just listed cards out. Nobody does this consistently. I guess you have a VA or an admin who just does it like a robot. What we're trying to set up here is the robot that you're not going to forget to do a just listed or just sold.
If you have a VA or someone doing it, like why now they can spend time on other stuff, on stuff that cannot be automated or set it and forget it.
Yeah. And we can automate all of it. So everything you're saying, if you're using your CRM correctly, or you're using your transaction management system correctly, there's triggers for all this stuff. Like in theory, none of this has to be done manually at all.
Yeah, you could be in Bolt Trailer, KV Core, select add campaign, drop down, just listed.
Or just based on the person being moved to sold in whatever CRM or management system you're using, it could trigger a zap that would inject them in here. If you already have a data system that's actually built the right way and you use it, we can leverage that. And you don't have to even be in things. It just magically would just happen. The Sphere stuff is actually pretty cool too. I didn't show you the landing pages, but I could show you here. So the Sphere will use all your friends and family and past sales and send the Sphere letter 3 times a year, a gift card bribe for referral twice a year, a happy birthday card once a year, and then the Sphere AI home valuation 4 times a year. So this is going to hit your Sphere 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a year with everything to do to stay in front of them and make them realize that you're still there, which the odds of an agent using the same agent for the next transaction is 20%, which sucks. And it's all because most agents don't ever follow up. They just use the next person that actually gave them the time of day. So just staying in front of them with a sequence like this. So this would be the 3 time a year letter. It's using
that the AI letter. Yeah.
Yeah. This is using the AI prompt, the one you saw. But the thing is, we'll bring them to this landing page. So if you don't have one, they get to this page, which is get a free home valuation, which will actually just inject them into the home valuation mailing list. So when somebody fills out that form, they get added to this list, and then you can get a text message now notifying you. So if you don't have and stuff to send them to, like we can do that. So back to campaigns. So that's the 3 times a year. The Sphere gift card bribe uses our gift card gating feature, which I'm not sure you guys have seen, but it pretty much just says something funny. Hey, referrals mean everything to me, blah, blah, blah. I'll give you a Starbucks card if you can send me somebody that can use my services. And we gate that with our landing pages. So they scan the QR code trying to get the gift card bribe. It brings them to this mailing list - input point. So they get this landing page. They put in their address. And as soon as they fill that out, they get redirected back to get their gift card. So you got this machine that's just sending these gift card bribes twice a year to the entire Sphere. And then they fill it out and inject it into the mailing list called referrals.
And you're only going to pay for the gift card if you get the referral. If you gift cards are paid for as they're scanned.
Which is cool. So on the business plan, you don't have to go to CVS and buy these gift cards and throw them in the thing. They just get taken out of your account at the point of them actually doing the thing you want, which would be sending you the referral. This would be the birthday note card. It goes out once a year, just saying happy birthday. The front of it is just a simple birthday image. You can configure that, but again, like why? The message template and image template on the staggered. This is our Sphere. We're hitting 4 times a year. And this is using Ryan's 7% scan postcard. So it's really simple. Curious what the home buyer might pay. And then the front of it is the call to action on their home value, going to ideally the home value page on your website, but not everybody has that. So it defaults to using our landing page. But if you want to change that, go ahead.
If you're using iList, that's where you would put iList. And if you want to use iList, check out last week.
Our team will help you swap all that stuff out.
But again, out of the box, like as soon as this is pushed, all you guys need to do is go to mailing lists, add your just sold, add your just listed, upload your sphere. And the cool thing is, if you guys haven't seen this, we have the ability to reverse append email addresses. So if you collected 10 years worth of email addresses, we can pull the real mailing address from just an email address. So we don't need just physical addresses. We can take email addresses of your sphere, and we have about an 85% match rate on those. And it's good. And we spent years trying to find a data source that'll do this. So if you just have addresses, email addresses, and you want to get their mailing addresses, like we can do that. And it works, like actually works.
Justin, just because I'm gonna make sure that you know that Ryan is working hard. A lot of
Yeah.
this, Ryan and I have tried to beat the drum on,
Yeah.
but now that it's so much easier for them to use all of what we're showing, I'm sure we're going to get a lot more people using things like the email address match,
Yeah.
and just simply the easy button for just listed, just sold, etc.
Yeah. And on the farm, like not all you guys have that. I get it. Say you're working whatever, some neighborhood or some 1,000 unit place. Like you can go in here and use a radius search, or you can ask us to build a custom list. But like you can start with the center point, like my house, and say, I want 1,000 people, and I want the nearest neighbors to me, include condos or not, include the search address or not. It can even append email and phone to this as well. And then you have a modifier. So say you're doing an absentee owner thing, you're just targeting apartment complexes. But this is the one I'm sure most of you guys are going to pick. Like you can just pick likely to move. We're not saying we're any of these crazy reevaluate type companies that have these 17 life-changing factors to do it. But we came up with 3 or 4 of the most common ones and we plugged it in. So if you want 1,000 records in a neighborhood that are likely to move, you can use that and make that be your farm. And then all the farm stuff will go out. So there's 6 touches a year or whenever else you build. But we wanted to give you a really good starting point so that, again, like not to beat a dead horse, but like all you need to do is add your just sold, your just listed, your sphere, and your farm. And
Or just pick one of these to start. Farm's probably a good one. The sphere is probably the one that'll make you the quickest money because people already know you.
But our guys are here to help. So if all you have is an Excel file, you don't even know how to export to CSV, just book a meeting with them. Like you can see it on the dashboard, like book a meeting with our guys, like just let them set it up. They can do all of it.
And I already have, my gears are already turning. You showed one of the audiences, whether you use the radius search function or a tool that I reference often, PropStream. I'm going to build out a campaign for absentee that we can then just clone out to everyone. It'll be similar to some of these, but a little bit more direct and talking to the fact that they're not owner-occupied properties, maybe pushing on the pain points of being a landlord a little bit too.
So Josh, I may have mentioned this to you, but what are we, days away, Justin? You'll be able to add that to your partner account, and then just everybody associated with you will have that campaign.
Yeah.
Alongside these ones.
So you guys can do all this right now, like manually, but out of the box, this will be in your accounts probably by the end of the week, the latest, the beginning of next week.
And for those of you that are KB Core or Bold Trail users, think of it like the copy smart campaign function. It's that, but for direct mail, right? So you get a share code. If you've ever copied a smart campaign in KB Core, which by the way, if you're using iList, I have a smart campaign for my monthly update, which is each month it's an email to get them to their dashboard. It's a text bump to get even more of them to it. And then it's a follow-up email to the people that looked at their dashboard. I have a share code that will give you it's 6 emails and 3 text messages. Same idea here. It'll be a URL and it'll
Yeah, as soon as you hit
bang.
Josh's main URL, it'll just give you the update of all his templates.
Yeah, so we'll preload all that stuff. You don't have to do anything manual.
Yeah.
But
And if you get stuck, you need help, as Justin mentioned, there's lots of help to
one last thing I wanted to show you that we didn't totally expose, but it's here. Check this out.
ChatGPT : right?
This is wild. So this is actually using AI in a way that's like useful, helpful, saves time, etc. If you can't read the text,
You only need that many words.
Which is pretty crazy. So let me.
there it is.
If you do the 6x9, it'll fit better.
Ryan Hartman has earned a reputation for being overly aggressive on the ice.
Hockey player. Oh, nice.
Prompt was ChatGPT, write me a 50-word message explaining how Ryan Hartman is not a good guy.
He's a hockey player.
Obviously, you'd come up with your own prompts for that, but pretty cool that it could spit it out that quickly and easily.
I've been really pleased with this functionality, especially if you're writing longer form letters and you get really detailed about what you want the recipient to do and you describe your personality. I'm pretty I want to be laid back but still sound professional.
Yeah.
Isabel or Giselle, I'm sorry, this is indirectly an incredible endorsement for thanks. She says, I have a farm of 100 that I ran with another company with a QR code. First one was just sold for cash. Second one was cash offer 3 weeks later. And I have to schedule my third one. What should the next one be? So we'll get into the marketing side of it. I haven't gotten any hits so far, but I just started. Here's what I can tell you, Giselle. With this, the day they land, you get QR code scans. If you send out 100 and you don't, it means that you probably tried to make one of these cards better and inadvertently decreased response. If you send the postcard with their house on the front, the QR code, and as long as you're not repelling them with the copy, they're going to scan it. 3, 4, 5, 10, 12, depending on the target audience, etc. So let's get that switched over to thanks, number one. And number two, what would you send next? Maybe the CMA letter, number one. But I would say testing a postcard that's one of these that we know works.
I wouldn't mind seeing that postcard if she has it.
It's another big thing is quantity. And I know it's a touchy subject, but some of our biggest listing people on thanks, they just don't mess around. If you actually want to build a listing machine that's just generating listing appointments, you have to play like they play, where they generate 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 letters or postcards a month that go out, all going to a landing page that their ISA books listing appointments for. And they generate 10 to 20 listing appointments a month, and they show up and they do the listing appointments.
Yeah.
But
I was
that type of quantity, you got to send a couple thousand.
Totally. And also, she would be more confident in sending that if she had gotten more out of what she already did, which she will over here. Small wins and then scaling up from there. I think Erin is on here. I was chatting with, Erin Kelly maybe 2 weeks ago now, and she had sent out, not with thanks, although in the future she will be, something like 2,000 letters on behalf of clients. And she said, essentially, her takeaway was it was pretty expensive. And also, I have one, maybe two, if I remember correctly, 2 potential listings that would be 1.5 to 2 million in volume. That maths.
And it compounds over time.
And that was with old school, probably not a very good message.
I think her message, she's a pretty smart marketer. Her message was probably pretty good.
Yeah. It wasn't like a ChatGPT one-off specific. It was a generic message.
Yeah.
It wasn't the crazy hit him over the head with this completely customized message.
Yeah.
And all these little things, it might seem like they don't matter, but it's like with the postcard. The difference between a 1% and a 7% scan rate is massive.
Yeah.
You can do the same thing with the wording on your letters. That increases the ROI so much.
Right. Because we're one sale, even below average transaction size for anyone in here, it's not hard to get this to ROI. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Celeste, you mentioned that if we're part of a team of sorts, we can all have access to this. We can get what they're building is so that it is easy to then do that application. So absolutely.
We thought it was going to be ready today, but Walt found something yesterday, right? We're just testing and making sure.
Yeah. No, it'll be there very short.
Honestly, Justin keeps thinking up new features and he's wait, we got to add this.
And low ask are these automatically in everyone's dashboard. Again, it'll be like a KV Core Smart Campaign share code, essentially.
We'll put them in there. They'll all be in there.
Okay, fair enough. But as I make my own, let's say, that would be what we can then share.
Justin, Lowe gets his first 100 sent free. We're going to give him some extra credit. He's been using us forever. So I want Lowe to be one of our first.
Yeah. And your new stuff will come in too. So you just have to add it. You'll build a new campaign. on that master account, and it'll get fed down.
So they would create their own account, and yes, like they would then they're creating their own account, getting set up. They're going to want a business account with this. You don't want to be on the free version with this because the cost savings is easily.
Yeah, and you need our
worth it.
campaigns.
Yep.
Yeah.
And make sure you use Josh's link, because then our system ties you to Josh. So every time Josh adds like that absentee campaign, it can be pushed to you.
Yeah. What do you think we should budget if we went all in? This is an interesting question. I would love. Yeah.
I would budget. I don't know. Is it fair to say I would budget what you expect the first commission to be? We got to think like investors, money out, money in. So
That's the way I approach a new like Facebook or Google ad campaign to really make. I think you have to have like loss leaders almost. I'm not a stock trader, but like you put things in place if you trade stocks to hedge your bets, right? So stop losses. So you want to have that in place. But if you're using these best practice, like what they built out of the box, you're not going to have to do that. I'm talking about if I'm launching a new concept for a marketing campaign and I'm saying I'm willing to spend what a commission would be before I decide if this works. There may be some indicators before I get to that amount that, hey, I should probably punt on this and try something different. You don't really have to worry about that with this stuff. Like they've been, just for context, how long has Thanks existed and how long have real estate agents been using the platform?
yeah, 7.5 years now.
And since the dynamic QR code functionality, that was probably halfway in.
Yeah, 2 years, 3 years. Yeah.
And so even before, for me, I've been using the platform for years and years. Even before there was the dynamic QR codes, like I used it to sell, I sold lots, I bought lots, I did my own just listed, whatever. Since the QR code functionality came in, it was like, I have talked about it over and over in these sessions because like to be able to have a tangible result every time, I'm sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place, but Giselle's feedback about direct mail is why agents are hesitant to send direct mail, because other companies will tell you, send 1,000 and hope it works. And if you get a 0.5% response,
Then you bring the problem.
yeah, I don't want to do that. I like Facebook ads because I can turn it on and I can see in a day, I got this many clicks and I get this many leads. You can essentially do that now. Now you have to be a little bit more patient because they actually have to land in the mailbox. But like you can actually see results when they get the cards because people are scanning them. And if you put a compelling PS or you have other compelling offers in there, you'll also get the direct outreach. You'll get people actually reaching out to you, calling, texting, etc.
Oh, you nailed it 100% on the head, because so many of our competitors like Postcard Median, these guys, they all use this idea of lift or like branding, or if you do this with direct mail, with email, you get a 20% lift in your email. Like they're all just trying fancy ways of saying we can't quantify what we do.
Exactly.
Give us lots of money.
Yep.
But we're trying to say this is no different than text messaging or email or phone calls, because we're digital marketers. We don't come from a direct mail business.
Yep.
So I want to be able to give people that same understandable ROI through direct mail as they would any other platform that is a modern digital platform.
The cool thing is, though, you could just send a postcard with your picture and your phone number on it. And if you send enough of them, you'd probably still get ROI. That's what's cool about mail, because people have been doing that since the Pony Express.
Don't do that though. Don't. Yeah, don't do that.
Don't try it.
So this is not EDDM. This is not every door direct mail. This is, for those of you wondering.
Yeah.
Trying to find one. The pieces, like they're good looking pieces of mail. I don't know why. I must have done the wrong thing because this did the overhead, the street, or the map view.
There is no street view.
If it can't find a street view.
Oh, you know what's really weird? Like we're in a subdivision that it makes no sense that there's no street view, but for some reason there isn't. Maybe that may be it. Okay, there we go. This is my house. I didn't opt out, but our whole neighborhood seems to be opted out because for whatever reason it comes right up to our neighborhood and doesn't go in. The quality on these, and this is before the full image. These are substantial, like real cards. Like the quality is definitely there. Lo, how does Thanks integrate this with our KV Core to send birthday or home anniversary cards in enough time to be delivered so they're not like late? We're nodding your head.
If you just add, so what we try to do with CRMs is just use our mailing list sync. So we add them from your CRM into our mailing list with their birthday. And we have a specific birthday campaign, which triggers the send like 14 days or 10 days before their birthday. So like, you don't have to worry about how the sausage is made. Like just add them from your CRM to ours and pass over the birthday and then set up a birthday campaign and it'll just all magically happen.
Yeah. Aaron is asking a question that I'm sure many are. What's the best way to connect? Ryan, should I grab your calendar and have folks schedule with you, or what would be the
It
best?
depends on the nature. It's just my calendar gets loaded. If you create the free banks account, there's a concierge link.
Yeah.
But Josh, feel free to share my calendar. It's just you might not see
Yeah,
it.
here I'm gonna provide three options. So I'm dropping this in the chat to everyone.
Right here, create an account, click the book an onboarding session.
So use this link to create an account, growwithjosh.com/thanks. And then you have that function, what Justin just shared. And then I'll try and find Ryan's calendar as well. And grab something
There's
that's
like a very specific question for me or Justin. It's just Ryan at thanks.io or Justin at thanks.io. It just, if you want like quick engagement, that the 2 or 3 guys who work with us are really good at all this too. And you're going to be able to get them quicker.
totally.
I wanted to show I could show some of the letters here too, because I had some that showed up. So real stamp. This one's a little messed up because it was sitting in my atrium, but yeah. And then,
Is that a CMA letter?
oh, this is one that this is one of our samples,
Okay.
but this is one where I actually wrote a picture. I hand wrote a letter and then I uploaded the picture. But the ones that you received from Justin with the handwriting will have our handwriting on them.
That's wild though.
It looks
That's
nice.
an really interesting use case.
Yeah, we send this to everybody who creates a free account and request samples.
Okay, hold on. So you actually hand wrote that letter,
I wrote one.
scanned it, uploaded it as an image template, basically,
Yeah.
and that's what was sent. That's pretty cool.
And then I didn't even do the best job, but you see my arrow goes under the QR, Justin? I meant to like have it point down at it, but yeah, so that's the letters. And then guys, these work really well. I'm testing them with bigger budgets these days and other ventures, but they look like little kind of wedding invitations.
Yep.
The note cards and gift cards. So it's hard not to get this open because it looks like it might be important. It's got the real stamp.
It's intriguing enough that they're like, I don't want to just throw this out.
Yeah. So you open it and you're like, oh, it might be like a credit card offer or whatever. And then they'll open it. And then you have the outside panel is going to be whatever image you choose. Justin, by default, we're just putting people's logos on the outside panel. So you don't have to design this, but if you want that custom design. And then there's the note inside with see the bottom part, that's just your branding, your logo, and your picture will appear on there as well. And then you saw the postcard Josh had.
Here's what I love about what Justin shared, because we've been talking about this stuff for years and years. And what I can only assume for many of you is it becomes overwhelming to think through, what do I actually do? What should I act like? What kind of frequency? What should I send? What sort of mix of postcard and letter, whatever? And so this makes it so that you don't have to waste a bunch of bandwidth on that. Set it and forget it. Like literally a couple of clicks and you don't have to worry about it. And then you can focus your time and energy on the higher producing activities, which is the conversations that this and other marketing that you're doing will generate for you. Let's see here.
Ron's asking about the logo. These are I get the returns of the samples we send people when they don't successfully reach. So these are returned back. These are letters we send to people.
Right. Yeah, you can put whatever you
our logo is
branding you
thanks.
want on it.
Yeah, this is from me.
Yeah.
But yours would have your logo and picture.
Yeah. Giselle, have you used those custom invites for open houses to the neighbors? So I think she's talking about it's just a note card is what the template version is called in thanks. It's just a note card.
I'm not aware. I haven't seen anybody do that, but it's a really good idea. You just need enough lead time for it to hit. So you need to know the open house is like 2-3 weeks away and then get it.
And if you really want to get crazy, you could do the gift card bribe to the open house, which is the note card with a gift card and make them register.
Yeah. I had them RSVP. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have, even if they don't come, you have a list of responders that you can follow up with after the open house to let them know how it went.
Yeah. And if you want to do that as a letter, the GPT will help you write that. And you can do it. Hey, I just want to invite you. Be sure to bring any friends or relatives you want who you think might want to live closer to you. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's really
key factor is there enough lead time? Generally speaking, Ryan or Justin, I hit submit on an order today. When would I expect those to land in someone's mailbox?
To be honest, the post office has been disappointing us a little with just for whatever reason. It used to be very consistently 7 or 8 calendar days. What are we seeing now, Justin? We're seeing like 10, 11 sometimes.
Yeah. We ship from Texas is where our print shop is. And it'll take anywhere from a minimum of 5 days from hit and go to maybe like 12.
Yeah.
But it's random. Like sometimes it's 5 and then sometimes it's 13.
Yeah.
And you just can't really tell. But the USPS has been kind of screwed with politically over the last couple of years. It's been a ping pong ball, it seems, for the different administrations. So they go and then they stop, then they add money and then they stop. So it's, yeah, but
So time sensitive stuff, you just want to be aware of that.
yeah, I would assume 7 to 8 days average.
Yeah. And it usually is that, because I watch stuff we send and it comes back with, I wouldn't want you to expect it to be 8 days and then it's 12 and then you have it it lands the Monday after the open house.
Yes.
Celeste said they didn't even know their own budget. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring it in for a landing because I do have an appointment and I want to respect Justin and Ryan's time as well. So action steps from this for you all. Some of this functionality is not quite live yet. So be patient, a few days for sure. You can create a free account, growwithjosh.com/thanks, and you can do some of the work ahead of time, getting your branding set up and things of that nature. You can reach out to Ryan or schedule a time. Or if you want to strategize, meaning if they're going to be most helpful for actually using the tool. But if you want to chat with me about like strategy and how you might think about, okay, I have this farm. Should I do the whole farm? Should I do a section of a farm? How should I build a list, etc.? That kind of stuff, I'd be more than happy to chat with you. You can schedule with me at growwithjosh.com/20, the number 2020. I'll drop that in the chat as well.
We forgot a major campaign, Justin and Josh. We'll put the recruiting one in there as well. The gift card.
Yeah.
Or do I have to say attraction one? I'll put the attraction one in
No,
there.
I like recruiting. I'm not afraid of that word. I think I don't know why that word has become like a villainized word. Recruiting to me is complimentary, not a bad word.
Whatever. Card bribe. Meet with me to talk about changing offices and I'll hook you up with a $20 gift card. Is realtors respond to that kind of stuff.
Totally. And Celeste, is it okay for me to share this video with my mastermind when I get the video tomorrow? Absolutely, of course. So these sessions, we have people live in the Zoom room. We're live streaming on Facebook. I then will edit, clean it up a bit, get it posted on the Josh Schoenly Coaching YouTube channel in the morning. And you all can share as much as you'd like. Certainly, we'd appreciate it. And what I would anticipate is once this is full go live, Ryan and I might do a little update video or something like that. And also, I already have a targeted list of absentee owners that I'm going to build out a campaign and document and turn into a case study. So I'm gonna get rolling on that as well. And then anyone that wants to just R&D that, you'll have the ability to do so as well.
Yeah, and I think as a good takeaway, try to come up with about 2,000 people between your sphere and your farm.
That's a good shout.
If you can make those two equal to about 2,000, this will spit out enough business for you to make this something you care about.
Yeah.
And I'll take that 2,000. And if you get on average across all of it, even if you get 3% on all of that, which they would be averaging, that 2,000 would mean what? That it'd be about 700 hitting a month. If it's the quarterly, somewhere around there, between 700 and 1,000 hitting each month. And if you get on the low end, 3, 4, 5% scanning, that's a lot of conversation potentials, a lot of them. And Ryan shared in the chat, which I'll make sure that we have in the description with this video as well, a calculator that he created. For those of you that are more analytical, which we totally get, you can play with numbers there to see what sort of ROI. Here's what I can guarantee you. Done correctly, the ROI on this is infinitely better than any type of stock picking you could do or investing you could do anywhere else. I guarantee it.
Who's doing the stock picking?
Yeah, don't for Ryan, man.
All right. Ryan is taking that as a challenge, but for most people, the ROI on this will be better than Warren Buffett has gotten over the last 50 years.
It continues to surprise me how much more effective than the channels I prefer, which is Google and Facebook. This can be sad sometimes.
Yeah, Facebook took a dump.
Yeah, Facebook has gone downhill.
This is a great question. I'm glad we kept chatting here. This is a great question from Aaron. This is about the email address append function. There is a cost.
Yeah.
It's 7 cents. Okay. It's 7 cents, but only if it matches. So only if there is a match found, it's 7 cents. And It is by email, not by phone number. Because I'm just saying that, Aaron, because the question was have the email and phone number. It functions, or do I have that right? It's only email that it
That's
matches.
email.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a,
It's a great way to convert buyer leads to seller leads.
100%.
Generated
Which
all
was
these buyer leads in the last year. Get their physical addresses and start hitting them that way. They can get your property updates, your emails. They might know who you are by now. Hit them now.
And Erin, this is a great follow-up because Erin and I had a couple of calls recently and strategy. She has a bunch of leads that have opted in for guides, a new construction guide and a guide to downsizing. That is like a perfect way. And this wasn't even mentioned because this was more about set it and forget it. But what I mentioned to Erin is she could take those leads, and the old leads she could do this with, but she could also set up automation that she's physically mailing the entire guide.
Yeah.
Because you can upload up to 20 pages, right? Up to a 20-page PDF, and that becomes lumpy mail. That's like a thick piece of mail that people are going to open because they're going to be like, what is this? It becomes lumpy. And so you're giving them the thing that they asked for digitally, IRL, in real life. That makes an impact on those folks. So there's lots of use cases specific for Aaron, but others that might help get your gears turning as well.
Hey, Josh, I meant to ask you, I know you got to go. Had you you said you were doing a protocol about how to follow up with the scans. Have you been able to do that yet?
No.
You and I should.
I do, but I haven't documented it well enough. Well, absolutely.
I'll work with you on that too. I've had other people asking. I was just going to take a shortcut and send them your thing, but we'll put them together. But basically, I think if you follow up in person or with something else in the mail, you're pretty good to go.
Or all of it. Follow up on as many channels as you can with the scanners, and it's like insurance against them going somewhere else, going to someone else for whatever solution it is that they're hunting, because they're probably hunting some kind of solution. Justin, Ryan, thank you guys. This was awesome. For the resources and everything that we mentioned, if you're watching this after the fact, will be below. If you want that FSBO script that I teased, I did share it with those of you who asked, but you're going to have to drop a comment or just reach out to me directly. I'll give you the FSBO script that I started using this morning. It's a new script. I have 100% hit rate so far, 2 for 2, but so it's a small sample size, but I'm going to continue to use it. I'll continue to document it, and I can't see it not working. It's really good. You do need iList to make good on it or something like that, but it's a perfect use of a platform like that, and it's really cheap. Just refer back to last week's session, and those of you that just asked for the script, I will make sure that I get that to the 3 or 4 of you as well. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate